Jason, Connor, who else done got on here? Thank you very much for hopping on. We got a special guest in studio today. Dude, pull up a chair somewhere. Sit right here closer. Get right over here.
Let me get front row.
Front row, baby.
Tom Bill Glass, what's up? Hey, I don't know what kind of reception we're gonna have because our internet sucks.
Why I ain't got?
You don't want to get in the camera. You look goofy. Just sit right there so you can talk right in that camera, though.
Why is Bill Glass and me not friends?
Why are you and Bill not friends?
Yeah, he don't.
Bill, why are you and Weatherman not friends? Cousin Charlie, why are you not in here? Did you join us, him?
No, we friends. We friends. My bad.
We friends. All right, it's 1 o'clock. It's Wednesday. It's time for Real Estate 101 with me, a.k.a. the Weatherman, and today, Chad Williams from Fort Payne, Alabama.
That's right.
Roll Tide.
You know the best thing to come out of Fort Payne?
What's that?
Nothing. Anyway, nah, I just kidding. I just kidding. Hey, I think you had a guy you went to school with. Is from Fort Payne, right?
A guy I went to school with?
Who'd you go to school with?
Who'd you go to school with?
Well, I graduated with about 170.
No, the guy that's for coach now.
Oh, Coach Pruitt.
Coach
He was
Pruitt.
one of my high school football coaches at Fort Payne High School.
He was one of the proud that played for Coach Jeremy Pruitt.
That's correct.
Fort Payne, Alabama.
I never would have known that he was from. I knew he was from Alabama. I never would have known he was from Fort Payne. That's pretty cool.
Rainsville, which is just
All right,
next to
all right.
Fort Payne.
Did he say that when he was coaching? All right. Did he?
He did. All right.
All right, we're about to get this party started, but hey, I do want to thank you for driving many hours.
Like
he
9
drove
hours.
He
9
drove
hours.
hours
Up
to
down,
get up here
down
to
and
see
back.
what we're doing. And guess how he found out who I was?
He was on my website,
Yes.
on my
Mom,
Facebook page.
Tell the world how you found me.
What was that dating site I seen Tommy?
Tinder.
Yeah, it's Tinder.
Tinder.
Swipe. Oh, I swiped the wrong way.
I was on Tinder.
I'm just kidding. No, I saw Tommy Davidson's commercial ad on
Oh, the Rose Lane?
Tommy on the Grant Cardone.
He called me off Grant Cardone.
You're a
Robert
Grant
says so.
Cardone guy,
Thank you,
right?
buddy.
Grant Cardone
Yeah.
follower, Grant
So
Cardone fan.
he found me, and then he found Coach Burt.
Right.
He didn't know who the hell Coach Burt was until he knew who I was.
Hey, you reckon Coach Burt say he only found you because he knew
That's
me?
what he thinks. Ronnie Martin. See, here's what you do. You give shout-outs to
Hey,
people.
Ronnie Martin.
Ronnie Martin, the top commercial banker and going to be a new city
Hey,
councilman.
you know what else he is?
What?
One of Murfreesboro's most pretty.
He is pretty.
He's a sharp.
Pretty.
he's
But you know
sharp
he
guy.
takes care of himself with him, and he don't let himself go like I have. We got Shawan, your pretty wife, Kathleen. What is Cousin Charlie doing? I get damn aggravated when my peeps ain't in here. So, Weatherman, get us started. Give us some love.
Hey, we want to give one of our biggest paid sponsors, Grant Cardone. We want to thank him today for pouring us in with money. No, but hey, all kidding aside, we want to thank Scott Abernathy today with PMI. Man, Scott has been one of your big advocates for years, and he's not only a great friend, but he's very good at what he does. He has multiple listings. He's also branching out in other cities. So, guys, if you need anybody to manage your property, but not only manage it professionally, get you the best bang for your buck, and make sure you got good people in there, call our good friend Scott Abernathy at PMI. Not only these are guys that are advocates for us, we're also advocates for them because he manages some of your properties, correct?
Manages it all.
Yeah.
Except the commercial stuff, except the big stuff. Cousin Charlie, you doing your Insta stories. How many have you done today, Cousin Charlie?
18.
So, hey, we're about to get started. This is going to be a show where we're going to talk about today's current real estate market. And I've got some stats here, but, man, I don't trust what I'm seeing. I know Ronnie Martin is going to say the numbers don't lie, or these people are going to say the numbers don't lie. Something to me feels fishy. Fishy. You know what I'm saying? Something just don't feel right because
Like a trout mag.
I feel like the market is slowed down, and I don't know if it's fear, my emotions that are telling me this. Here's what I'm going to tell you: a lot of our business comes from Creeks Bend, Harvest Woods, new construction developments.
And our whole company, our whole office has, how many, 5, 6, 7, 8 different developments that we're working on?
Yeah. And we've had a lot of rain. A lot of our stuff was supposed to be ready in November. And none of it has happened because of the rain has pushed it off. So every time it rains, it delays us from getting ready. We should be closing on homes right now, but we haven't even gotten the roads put in. We don't even have curbs up. Harvest Woods is now ready, and it could be I'm overreacting. My emotions are telling me, dude, things aren't selling. We're not getting phone calls. So I want to hear from you, Janelle Host, if you're on here. Mike Garcia, David Estes.
Kathy Medlock, how you doing?
To me, the stats show that, see, David just said, just looked on the north side, and only 13 houses under 310 for sale.
Look at under 200.
112 pending. But, David, do you feel like, because this is going to be one of the worst quarters that we've had, a lot of it can be because of what I'm talking about, the weather. It's just slowed things down. David, how do you feel about where the market is? How do you feel about sales? Because here's what I'm thinking. Here's what my fear is I feel, me and Ronnie Martin talked about this yesterday. There's this curb, and he used some fancy language. I don't want to confuse everybody. Because I can't
said 112 pending.
Because I can't remember exactly what he called it. But I do think there is a point to where there is demand. People want to buy the houses, Chad, but the prices are getting so expensive, it just does not make any sense. So that's kind of what I'm fearful for right now is there's no availability. Like David just said, under 310,000, there's only 13 homes for sale on the north side.
But he also just said something. I think spring is going to be crazy. I agree with him. Guys, if you're in the real estate market and you want to make money, answer your phones come the end of spring because there's going to be a lot of product on the ground and the phones are going to be jumping because everybody's continually can't find anything right now. So you're going to see a lot of movement, which will put those closings toward that next quarter is what you're saying.
David Estes said we still have 100 people moving here today. That's what you always say.
Yeah.
You always talk about so many people are moving to Nashville. We're an outlying area. We're still a lot cheaper than Nashville, but I do feel like Nashville has slowed down. Now, I'm not saying they're falling off, but I do feel like things are slowing down, and it's making me think: are we too high? Rates are starting to go up. Are people just starting to say, I'm not paying this anymore? Especially on how crazy things are under $250,000. What is $250,000 buy you in Fort Payne, Alabama?
A nice home.
Nice place.
Terry Ann Sue, thank you for sharing. Please
Mike
share.
Hornsby says he's got 15 start next Thursday. Mike, if you don't mind, just tell us what you have. Nobody else. That way we'll have the
Let us
inside
come
scoop.
over there. Share. Mike Hornsby, Bull Hornsby. Share my stream, man. Get us in there with some of them DR Horton people. Joey Hole, what's up?
So, not to contradict Tommy, so I feel like...
You can contradict me because that's your opinion, and you might be right.
I know, but I just like to say that because I was going to contradict
Makes me feel
you
better.
anyway. Yeah.
Makes my
So,
insecurities feel better.
I feel like that's a fearful statement because we've been in this market now for a couple of years, and it's just kind of fell in your lap. Everything's been running smooth. And now you kind of got to get back out like we've been doing the past couple of weeks and doing that old belly-to-belly, making phone calls. Well, guess what all those phone calls are going to do? When we get product on the ground, we have connections with people that's going to turn around and make up for what we're doing.
I hope so.
I think our biggest issue is the weather's been terrible. We have a huge void in our market between 170 and 220 in all of Rutherford County that there's nowhere to buy. I don't think we're getting too high because rental markets are still high, apartments are still high, and you can still buy a house for the same price you can rent. And why wouldn't you want to be a homeowner?
Well, like my hey Belinda Andrew was shaking girl, Scott Abernathy said this, starting last August, he noticed a decline in rental rates. He's not getting the same amount as he was getting.
But you also, I'm going to go against Abernathy. He's smart, but hey,
He's a smart
we
guy,
contradicting I'm contradicting everybody today. We have so much rental property in Rutherford County now. We had to put a halt on apartments. And so what happens is you have so much supply and demand and so many things coming out, you have the opportunity to kind of look around. So let's just say Abernathy has 100 houses. Well, now you got all these high-end apartments that have bars and pools and ping pong tables. And so everybody's shopping around and finding something that's great. And so, man, they're building apartments. I thought they had a halt, but obviously they don't, do they? Or do you know?
The apartments, I don't think.
So I guess the ones that are built now have already been.
Yeah, they've been approved.
They're
doing. So Ronnie Martin, hey, one of my best buddies, hey, he's running for city council. I need a sign up here, Ronnie Martin. He just posted something, and this is I'm going to try to say it. It's so damn smart. I don't even know if I can repeat it. It's so smart. Quantity demanded may be shifting. I believe housing prices are becoming more elastic, meaning the absorption is being impacted by price. The slower absorption is not demand rated, but
Related.
I can't read. Not demand related, but quantity demanded is being impacted. So what he's saying to dumb people like me is we're getting too pricey.
Because it's called supply and demand. If you only have 3 products out there, you can pretty much, hey, we're hearing this every day. Hell, I'm going to list it at $220. It's a $199 house. There ain't nothing else out there.
That's right.
Let's try it. And you know what? Somebody's going to buy it.
That's what the amateurs do, right, Cousin Charlie?
That's right.
So here's what I see, and I have kind of fallen victim to this. Whenever you're sitting there and you're talking to somebody, they start competing against the last sales. They're not thinking about what am I going to get for this house?
Yeah.
Well, this house sold for X. I think I can get more. Well, I think I can see clearly in some pockets we're asking too much. We're not getting showings. We're not getting offers. Things I believe you will start to see on the market a little bit longer. I don't think our market is going to correct itself in terms of price, but I do think we're going to start to see things sit a little bit longer. People are going to make decisions at a slower rate, and that means whenever you list something, I don't know if there's going to be as many multiple offers because I feel like we're pushing the threshold on what the buyers are going to pay for it right now.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Well, the bigger problem, too, is there is actually a system you ought to do, and there's some great agents out there that are marketing properties before they come out. They're strategizing on when they hit the market. So there's a lot of things out there that people are doing. So you got to, if you want to get top dollar for your price, be strategic about it. And when we say that, I always used to hate, house comes out on Friday, no offers accepted till Sunday. I was like, dang, I'm going to be in a multiple offer. I want to get it on Wednesday and make a strong offer and get it. But I tell you what I do, I have noticed you do have that ability to do home inspections again, to where a few months ago there were no home inspections.
What that means is the sellers are starting to feel a little less certain. John Giovanetti, Jamie Stillman, thank you for getting on here. Hey, guys, please share the stream. You share the stream, there's a good chance you could win that Alley on Main gift card. Stevie Z, have you shared the stream?
I'm about to share it right now.
Man, I can't do it without you, friend. Where you going, Chad? You got a lead?
No, sir. I'm going to try to share the stream.
Also, one of the things that I've noticed, Chad Williams is our good buddy from Fort Payne, Alabama. They have an average day on market of 140 days.
Mm-hmm.
So totally different market. I think ours, would you say 30 or less?
No, I think it's less than that.
Yeah, which is crazy if you think about it. So it means it's contracting the day and closing early, So, so when things like that happen,
thank you, Chad Williams, for the share.
We run out of inventory, and so when you have a lag in inventory, so what in my opinion, this is what's happening right now. We have people that are waiting on these developments to buy their next house. Well, we're so behind for weather, they're not selling these $200,000 houses because they know they'll sell the first day. So they're holding on to them. And so what happens is now that we got all these neighborhoods that aren't coming out, they're just waiting. So there could be an influx once these developments break loose and start breaking ground. We may go from having 10 houses on the market to 40.
Well, see, I look at things a little more negative. I think I'm a little more pessimistic at times, and I get pissed off at things. Michael Wells, what's up, buddy? So I'm sitting here probably talking, I hope I'm really speaking out of fear, but I've got a gut feeling that says that we're coming to an end of this appreciation craze. I feel like last year some of these stats are showing in some areas the median price has appreciated on the same type of home, let's say a 2,000 square foot home.
In a year, right?
Has gone up $10 a square foot. This is followed by year after year. I mean, it's crazy where these prices have gotten.
would that make it about a 10% in a year?
Well, no, yeah, probably. Well, it went up from like 224 to 245. That's 20, yeah. But then in our area, I don't know how realistic that is. And David Estes, he's got a good point. We need 2 months of sunshine. Yeah. That could fix this. But I'm not seeing the same things. And this could totally be based off availability because there's nothing ready. But what I'm starting to wonder is, are the buyers going to keep paying these prices? In one of our subdivisions, the lot and the lumber alone drove it up $23,000.
Yeah.
Now we got interest rates that are going. I don't think we're going to see prices go down. I think it's going to be more of a leveling off to where eventually, instead of it being a 28-day supply of homes or whatever it is, it's going to get closer to 45, 50. Then eventually the healthy number is actually 90. That's how out of balance we are. Equilibrium should be 90 days on the market is about equilibrium. That means if you don't put anything on the market, it would take 90 days to absorb everything.
So 90 days means you get closing costs paid. 28 days means you buy it as is. That's right. Kind of where we are.
So much of this, sellers have been able to dictate. Builders have been able to dictate. Now I think some people are thinking it's going to be in 2 years. My gut feeling could be, I could be early and I could be wrong. But I just, something does not feel right to me right now.
You feel pretty good.
I know. And maybe it's like you said, I'm an emotional woman. But here's my mindset also, okay? I believe an investor mindset looks forward. What is it going to look like over the next 6 months, the next 12 months? Consumers look back before they react. You understand what I'm saying? So, like when everybody sees people making money in Bitcoin, everybody wants to get into Bitcoin. The investors saw the opportunity in Bitcoin 6 or 7 years ago.
Yep.
I'm just wondering if what I'm seeing in the future is causing me to feel like this. I do think it's time for people to really caution what they're doing. I think it's time to really get in. Now's the time I think you're going to need a realtor.
Yeah.
I really think you need a really experienced, good agent that's going to help you and give you the guidance that you need. Because I have a feeling now is the time when people start making mistakes. They start overpaying for things because they've lost out on so many opportunities. Now,
but I'll tell you what this market has done, and I'm very proud that the market, David, that's right. It's a crazy market. It will be nice to balance out. But what this market has done is it's raised the value of areas in Murfreesboro that had lower values, which is tremendous growth for Rutherford County. So we've had some areas in Murfreesboro that's always been $30,000, $40,000 cheaper in property. Well, now those houses are coming out, and they're at a certain price point, and they're selling at all-time highs, which is really good for Murfreesboro. Mm-hmm. And so now all around Murfreesboro, so you can go at any part of Murfreesboro now and actually buy a house, and people are buying houses. So give you an example, Minerva Drive in Olympia and some of those places over there, Eagle Street, not pinpoint streets, but those just never had a big pull to them. Now they sell first day, first week, and they sell at a good number. So it's been a very healthy market for Rutherford County, in my opinion. I will be glad to see it level out, because what happens is you have thousands of buyers out there. And no, don't take this wrong, agents, but you can't expect buyers to be loyal to you when the market's so crazy, because they're losing houses constantly, and so at the end of the day, they got to do what best benefits their family. And so if I can't find a client a house, I'm not going to hold any grudges if somebody has something I never had a shot at, because at the end of the day, I want everybody to be a homeowner.
Aren't you special? I'm going to hold it personal. I'm just kidding. Roy Frazier, thank you for getting on here. Our preferred insurance partner,
George China. This is my pastor friend from overseas. So, man, I'm glad to see him on here.
On it. Kelly Jordan, thank you for getting on here. Shane Ray, the Big Kahuna. Hey, I sent you a message. I need some love, Big Kahuna, because we're telling everybody we believe most heat and air problems could have been prevented. So I do want to say this. Man, I can get led by emotions. and I can start to think a certain way, but I see something different. I hope I'm wrong, but are investors buying those? They've got qualifications. The big investors, Bull, Mike Hornsby, sorry.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So when you see this, are you still seeing 2006, 2007, 2008?
Those I'm seeing when 2006, 2007 were great times, and I see 2006. And 2008 got there fast.
So that's what I'm saying. So are you seeing that, man, everything's great, and all of a sudden, pew?
I don't think it's going to do that.
Right.
I think it's going to level off. Here's what I do believe. I do believe if you're trying to sell land, now is your peak.
Yes.
You're about to run out of time to sell your land if you got a bigger track, because, again, developers are looking into the future. They're wanting to know, what is this economy going to be like in 12 months? Hey, how long does it take? It takes 2 years almost.
Long time to do a development.
So there's going to be a lot less certainty for developers.
So people are buying now to put product on the ground 2 years down the road. And so what happens if in 6 months the market levels out, your land that could have been worth $1.3 million is worth $1 million.
Or you just can't really sell.
That's true. Very
almost.
true.
Shane Ray, he said the Weatherman has perfect hair.
Thank you, Shane Ray. Perfect. You got perfect heating in there.
I saw your cut man Nathan this morning.
Did you?
He was back in the gym. So here's what I'm really looking forward, and I'm really believing that, man, we are a little hot, and I believe, like Scott Nagy has always told me, is don't fight the Fed. The Fed is who is in charge of these interest rates. Do you know much about the Fed?
Not a whole lot.
Cousin Charlie, I need somebody else to talk other than me. Do you know much about the Fed?
I've been lucky. I've stayed away from.
Okay.
You ain't had your door kicked to you?
Well, see, they've got instruments. They've got things they're looking at that is predicting the economy, and the way they can control the economy is by interest rates. They set the interest rates. So whenever things slow down, they give away money at cheaper interest rates. Yeah. When they want to slow things down, what they start to do is they start to raise rates. And then mortgage rates are going to at first, I don't think mortgage rates were affected. Belinda's on here. Carrie Ann Sear was on here. Maybe they can add some value on that. But whenever you see the Fed saying the economy's overcooked, they usually aren't good enough to get it in line. They either swing over here to correct it or they swing back over here to correct it. So I've got a feeling what we're going to see is a hard swing from very low interest rates for a very long time to where they're going to move over to balance it out. And in the meantime, there's going to be, I see some angry faces. Who's angry? Is that you? Inflation is a big driver for the Fed. Michael Wells, former banker, he can tell you this. Michael, what do you believe about the economy, friend? Cousin Charlie, did you do the angry faces?
I did.
Are you
I'm
getting this on your cousin Charlie? He's becoming our little social media guy, Insta stories. But I believe if you're paying attention to what the Fed is telling us, I think they're saying, hey, we're about to slow this train down.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long it's going to take them, but I doubt they're going to time it just right to where it goes to right here. They're going to overcorrect, and then it'll balance back out. They've overcorrected where it is for holding rates down for so long because of the depression that we were in. Oh, Michael Wells, did you see what he said? He's a genius, too.
Feels like 2008 to me.
Well, that's when people were really starting to make. I don't think it's going to get like it was in 2009.
No, because what happened there was those crazy loans we had that you could say that you made this, and I mean, it's just interest-only loans. So really, greed really hurt us in those years. Now the lending is still tough. I mean, they lower some debt to ratios on certain types of loans, so it's not. You just can't go out here and get a loan.
He is right about that. People are buying houses today are much more qualified.
Yeah.
Like Micah said, subprime was in 2008. We don't really have a subprime market right now. But I would tell you this. be very careful about how you're spending your money on depreciating assets right now. Hey, going out and buying new trucks, slingshots, doing all that dumb stuff.
You bought that a couple years
That
ago.
may be, hey, getting in these crazy expensive coaching programs. That's an asset, not a depreciating asset. But maybe I'm feeling guilty for how I'm not watching over and I'm starting to get a little scared. Right. But again, what we've seen this first quarter has not been like last year's first quarter or the year before that. And I'm jumping the gun because I'm negative.
So what happened back in the recession, and I just started, so they had these interest-only loans, and people were buying it like that just because they said, well, shoot, the market's going up just like it is now. Well, hey, in 2 years, I may jump 10, 20%. It doesn't make a difference if I don't pay anything toward my principal. So I'll still be able to sell and make money. Well, guess what? It kind of leveled out. Then that's where all the foreclosures come in. That's where all the inventory come in. That's where all the HUDs. Hey, try to find the HUD now. Good luck. And so that's kind of what hurt us back in 2008. And then they had the stated income loan, which was one of my favorite. I wish we had that back. But, so what that means is you can say, yeah, I make $120,000, and you ain't really got to verify it. And then, oh, yeah, you're approved. And then what happens is, people got overextended. They were buying cars, buying big houses, and then the market leveled out. And they couldn't even sell it, so then they just let them go back. Because you know what people thought? Well, I can file bankruptcy in a couple of years. I can buy again. And so, boom, that's what happened. And now we didn't get hit like a lot of areas got hit, but we did get hit. But we didn't get knocked out like Chicago and Florida and California. But, we still got hit because our price points are really, really good for what you get. Now, considering a little small town, it may not be, but if you compare us to Nashville or Williamson County or Spring Hill or some of those areas, Bellevue, we really, for the bang for the buck, you get a really good deal to have great schools, great interstates, and in a great city to live in.
Woo, Weatherman. Preach.
Preach.
So would you completely disagree with what I'm saying?
Yep.
You might be right.
Only because I think, anytime you get out of life how you think about life. So I choose to walk in prosperity. I choose to walk in good fortune. I think we're in one of the best markets we've seen. Our markets are going up. People are able to sell now that bought 2 years ago. Yeah. That are buying a house they never could imagine buying because they're making $40,000 and $50,000 off their house, which is a wonderful thing.
Weatherman, would you run for mayor?
Yeah. Hey, well, they do a background check.
Nah.
Do it.
Man, you're as good as good. John Giovanetti, I want to know what you're seeing in your market. Adam Hall, Mr. Old South, what are you seeing? Is there anything that I want to know what your gut's telling you. What do you feel is coming up? And most of the people I talk to, they believe 2018. Mm-hmm. They believe it's going to be a great year. I'm just.
And 19, 18 and 19.
I do say 18 and 19. For some reason, I don't know if it's going to be as good as it's been. I'm not saying it's going to get bad. I'm not saying it's ugly. I just don't know if it's going to be. Man, it was so easy last year. We didn't even have to list stuff to sell it. Do you think we're going to have to do that?
It depends on the price point. Well, think about this. So you're saying that. So we're not even having to list stuff now, and you're selling it.
Yeah, but there's some stuff that's even hard. It's tough to sell.
Well, it's only tough to sell if it's not priced right.
Yeah. But that's the key variable. What is priced right? Is it in line with what recently sold?
No, I think where we are in our market is everybody wants to push the envelope. And give you an example. A year ago, things were selling at all-time highs in Casey Lane. If you're not familiar with Casey Lane, it's a big neighborhood in Rutherford County at $189. Well, guess what? Now they're at $220. So it's like every time we push the envelope. Well, at some point, you have to stop. I think we're getting to that point, and I think that's what we're seeing, to the point of, you can't, if this one sold at $219 just because you think you can sell at $224, don't sell at $224, sell it for $219 because that's really what the value is.
Yeah, but sometimes I think agents feel like they're selling to get the business.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Hey, maybe I do that. Maybe I've done that. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of times they say, well, hey, because as we want listings right now bad. And so a lot of times when you go in, what's the number one way to get a listing?
Price it high.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't get you
Overprice
down.
that bad boy.
Do you overprice your listings down in Fort Payne, or do you care? How do you do your pricing?
I'm sure some of mine are, more than market, but if the buyer and seller can come to an agreement, then that's
Yeah.
him, I do feel like that the market will self-correct itself. It's just when's that time going to come? And I think the buyers and sellers ultimately,
And the appraisers
between
and the underwriters.
Yeah.
Paul
Yeah.
Parkinson, what's up, buddy? I didn't mean to interrupt you over there, Chad. I didn't
Man,
even
your
know
friend is smart.
He is smart. Can you come back tomorrow? He
Every
drove
day.
5 hours just to come see us. Did you know that?
you're going to buy me a motel room, I just added 9.
Yeah.
But we got one extended stay for $189. I can get you the whole week.
Yeah.
You want to do that? I don't know. Somebody might come and visit
Buy
you.
one, get a week. Buy week.
Dude, you could be up here
Well, how
for
you
2
buy
weeks.
one, we'll give a week in extended. We'll draw for a week in extended stay.
You know, Brittany Renee wasn't on here. Not that I'm paying attention. Not that I'm scorekeeping.
She's not taking your view.
Ryan Gay, what's up, buddy? How are you, man?
So at what point do we stop pushing envelope? And so there's
Okay, good question. I'll take it from here. No, I know what here's things I would pay attention to. Whenever you start to see these things start to become concerned, when the days on market starts to extend, that's one thing, and price reductions. I think those are two keys that you really need to be paying attention to right now. As you see things stay on the market longer, I think that means there's a little shift and price reductions.
You know what's crazy?
Tell me.
Is we start getting nervous at 14 days now.
I'm nervous after 8 days.
I know, but if we really sit back and think about that, it's almost like, wow.
That's why I want everybody, the millions of people that watch this, I want you to understand that I can be a bit overreactive. I'm an emotional creature because I was raised by a single mom.
Right,
Part
yeah.
Weatherman, I'm part woman, so I can
27.5%.
of me as a woman, I get emotional. I overreact to things. Let's see what my buddy John said. So far this year has been slightly slower than the last 2 years. However, I still wrote 5 contracts in the 500 plus in February. As a company, we'll do about 45 to 50 in the month of March. Plus to our area is that the economy.
Hey, John, appreciate you making us feel so good. No, I'm just kidding. Congratulations. That's
He said,
kudos to
don't go negative.
That's right,
GTT.
man. Congratulations.
Hey, I don't mean to sound negative. I'm just a little concerned. And I don't think we're in a market of depreciation. I just think we're going to flatten. And I think that's going to be a good thing because it's going to allow really good people that are good at what they do to shine.
Yeah.
Lenders and realtors and maybe even builders, but they lose a lot of their value when the market is so slanted to that side. Eric White, my man.
Well, the market now, so take a 1,300 square foot house, vinyl siding, carpet, linoleum, realistically is a 139, 149 is what we're used to because everything moves so fast. It went from like 139 to 189 like that. And so what happens is if you really sit back and think about it, that single family house just jumped $50,000 in value because we don't have any.
Well,
And because of real prices.
One of the reasons why we don't have them though is because of the big hedge funds that have come in
buying
here.
them up.
They come in here and they buy them. I think they probably control. I'm not kidding you. Several thousands of houses that are 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2-car garage. They have come in and they own a lot.
And they pay cash, no appraisal. So let's ask you this. Did hedge funds help our market or hurt our market?
I think it's still going to be determined.
Okay.
Because I think what they've done is they've controlled our market. I think they've taken control. They helped us come out of the recession, and they really drove up prices fast. But guess what they can do now?
Slow it down.
They can sell them.
Yeah.
They can start putting them out there on the market to where if they drive the prices down. John, I sold in bad market in Memphis years ago. A lot of agents left the market. True sales professional like you guys, like us.
Hey.
Well, hey, John, I appreciate that, buddy. The next time you're in town, let's go have a cold sud.
It's that perfect hair.
That's it. Hey.
Well, Weatherman's got
Hey.
perfect hair. I'm starting to look froed up a little bit. I need a cut. So, hey, we've been going 35
Wow.
minutes. It's been a good show. We had a lot of people on here today, Kathleen. Are you? Cousin Charlie.
Well, cousin Jessica Todd on here.
Who's
Hey,
cousin?
Jessica.
Where's cousin Charlie? Where's my cousin?
Right there.
Why ain't he? Why, I feel better when you're close
He's
to me.
Instagramming.
I've been Instagramming back here.
You've got him hooked.
Did you see yesterday when you were getting in trouble? He was sneaking his camera.
Yeah, I did.
He's like a little low.
He's like
forgot.
you, because that's what you
He is
would
like
do.
me.
Yeah.
He's like me.
So, what's happening tomorrow night?
Oh, yeah, we'll
Low
drink.
batteries.
Not a fan of out-of-state property management companies. Hunter McDonald. Hey, I met Hunter McDonald.
Is our battery about dead?
Yes, you're almost.
Oh, guys, I got to shut it down. I'm about out of juice. Everybody, tomorrow night, I'm going to talk about how I. Is it okay if I say I created Good Time Tommy?
Did you create Good Time Tommy?
Well, you're going to say God created Good Time Tommy. But I'm going to tell the
You should
story.
say that.
Well, I'm going to tell the story how I helped create Good Time Tommy. Tomorrow night on Straight from the Gut. Chad Williams, will you be tuning in? Will you share the stream? 7 o'clock. Do you ever watch? You watch Straight from the Gut sometimes, don't
Hey,
you?
man, and thank you.
I need you on there. I need everybody on there. Everybody have a great day. Thank you for watching. What did you say? What
Chad, thank you for coming down and
Hey,
hanging out
I
with us today,
appreciate you,
man.
buddy. We
Or coming
appreciate
up.
you.
We really do appreciate you.
Thank you, Kathleen. You're the greatest.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Y'all took pretty. You guys did good. 44 comments, 6 shares, 233.
I noticed a couple people I'm friends with were watching it.
Hey,
You know
because he's
why?
on there. That's it.
Because you shared,
I'm
man.
telling you, man,
You
it's a-
shared the love. Thank you. Throw it here, kid. Thank you.
This time next year, y'all be charging people $1,000 a day to come here and do the same thing.
Be all right.
And then take 50% of whatever you're selling.
Yeah.
What's Sarah about that? Transaction?
Lou!
That's it. Yeah, yeah.
He has it. That was a good show. You looked alive, like you looked.
I was
Yeah,
out here.
You were here. You were bored.
Was I here?
Hey, I didn't yawn once.
So, the topic, you just, somebody comes up with the topic,
Tommy does.
Tommy.
and then you just don't even know what you're talking about sometimes.
It's literally right before we get to
Yeah, that's all true. I very rarely ever know.
He
what we're
just
talking
picks
about.
up where I was.
dealing with that week. You know.
A
Yeah.
lot of our. That's right. That's exactly right, Chad. A lot of times.